Daniel.
Corwin.
We're back. People liked it, so we're doing another one.
I know. And we're back with something that's not obnoxious at all.
Not obnoxious, and we figured we should at least name the segment now if we're going to do more than one. So welcome to Under Review. I would say what I'm about to say should definitely be under review.
And it will be.
I genuinely believe this Leafs team is the best Leafs team ever. That's a good thing for right now. I think it's a bad thing for the history of the Leafs. We're going to kind of break down if that argument makes sense at all. I believe Z disagrees with me.
Yeah, for anyone who's just put their head directly through their monitor, I'm going to counter that. I think it's a little premature.
But if you drew it out to like what an 82 game pace would be, they'd basically be on pace to have the best goal differential ever, the most wins ever, and the most points ever. There is the argument to say that like, the other argument that works in my favor, I know it's kind of a nonsense one, is just that, yeah, well, hockey players have also gotten way better. That's not even really the argument I'm making. I just think it's not that difficult to say that because they've really not had any team that's even been close to the best team in the league since 1967. There was less than 10 teams in the league. And I just think you kind of have to era adjust for that. People don't have to get so upset. Like, I don't think the Leafs are the best team in the league even. Tampa, especially if they get Kucherov back, is technically a better team.
You said technically. I'd like to make it more definitive. Like, that would make them the best team easily.
What decides if you're the best team ever? Because I know a lot of people's initial reaction will be, you haven't won anything. You've won nothing. Like, how can you say this is the best team ever? We're 24 games into a season. Again, haven't won a playoff round since like 03-04.
Not good.
I don't really know how you can say that they're the best of anything ever.
I agree.
My response to that is that I don't think the best team always wins the Stanley Cup. Just because Tampa got swept in the first round, that doesn't stop me from thinking they were the best team in the league that year. So I don't think necessarily winning like a knockout series is what really decides if you're the best team or not.
Can I jump in just for a sec?
Yeah.
So what you just said, I don't think that a knockout round playoff decides who the best team is. You know who did decide that for us? The NHL.
Well, then what's the President's Trophy for?
There's a proper amount of respect on the President's Trophy as a regular season reward. The highest prize that a team can receive during the year is the Stanley Cup. Maybe the team from the regular season, most of the time, I think it's like 8 out of 34 President's Trophy winners have ever actually won the whole damn thing in the end. Maybe they win, maybe they don't. As the Stanley Cup winner, that's who we deem as the best team from that year.
Who's the best player in the league right now?
Connor McDavid.
Sorry, did he win the Hart Trophy last year?
No, that's a silly argument, man. Because there are other.
Why is that silly? Because like obviously, I think the trophies are descriptive, right? Like they're basically saying you won the tournament, you happened to play the best that season. But I don't think that always means you're the best team.
And,
like
listen,
you can,
because also the best player in the league, like you're looking at a couple of different, years for that.
Do you disagree that the Tampa Bay Lightning were the best team in the league in 2018?
I just think that these are silly semantics and that the Stanley Cup is the prize that you're going for. That's the whole point of doing this. So if you're the best team, you better damn win that, because that's all that matters.
You're saying that you think it is impossible to say that this is the best Leafs team ever.
Do you mean, no, I mean, again, I think they're in a hot run of form right now, and I understand why you're very excited along with other Leafs fans.
I'm not being excited. I'm just trying to say, like, I think it's true.
The season's not even over yet. If you're going to use your President's Trophy argument here, they haven't even won that yet. Cool. Like right now they're killing it and they're hot. There's so many games left. They could blow that.
Of course,
they could blow that.
Well, everything we're saying right now, I'm projecting forward. We can just wait for everything to happen, and we'll never have any like kind of guesses of what the future holds. We'll just wait for it to happen and then we'll react.
You know why people think we're desperate? Because again, we're like, oh, we're hot right now. We better crown ourselves because it's probably a first round exit.
Everybody does that. It's the same reason we've had discussions about whether LeBron was better than Michael Jordan for the past 15 years.
I got you. You just lied.
Of course, it's fun.
And the season isn't over, and you can still make the argument before based on what they're projecting to do.
It's a fun argument, but let's go back to your original point here, which I actually think is a little less nuts and a lot more up for discussion, which is like, okay, well, now let's start looking at it based on the best Leafs teams of all time.
The Leafs have been so bad. We just shredded the Sabres last week, and maybe we didn't give enough credit to how bad the Leafs have been, but like so bad.
I feel like you're saying so bad, but don't you mean pedestrian?
No, because the amount that they've been in the league and the amount of opportunity, and like especially if you include how much money they had when there was no salary cap and things like that, they have won their division once since 1967.
And that was in
that
the
might
2000s,
be worse
right?
than the Stanley Cup trip.
That's Sundin era?
The 1999-2000, they won their division. The reason that I think it's an interesting discussion is because initially you hear the point of saying this might be the best Leafs team ever, and you think, that's so stupid. You're 24 games into a weird year. Shut up, right? But then
a lot of people are saying that.
You just think,
a lot of people.
I know. But at the same time, if you look back at how bad a lot of the Leafs teams are, it's not that hard of an argument to make.
Who is this team up against in the history of best teams that the Leafs have had?
I think the number one contender is the 1947-48 Leafs. And these teams, clearly great. I'm just saying that I would have a hard time putting any of them ahead of a team that won the President's Trophy in this era. That's all pretty good stuff.
I mean, I'm surprised maybe you didn't think for the 1967 Leafs, the last Stanley Cup. They have 6 players on that team that go on to be on the NHL's top 100 players list.
Some people are going to feel more legendary than others because, there's 6 teams.
I'm happy.
Your odds to do something important are way higher all the time.
I'm happy you said the 6 teams thing because, again, we are currently talking about a Leafs team that has faced 6 other teams. It's gone from the original 6 that are a division of 7. They're just playing, and I get it, you can only play who's in front of you, which I think is more than fair to discuss. But if you're looking at like the top all time and we're really gonna like pump their tires for this regular season success, they're in a division with 7 teams. And a lot of those teams, or a number of those teams, aren't that great.
But I think that's so revisionist. Like, why are they not that great?
The scoring has absolutely gone off in this division. Do you know of the top 10 scoring teams in the league right now, 5 of them are from the North?
Why is that a bad thing? Why is offense
I'm not saying
bad?
it's a bad thing. I just I think that, again, you need to adjust.
All you're saying there is you just value defense over offense.
No, what I'm telling you is that I don't think that this is the best Leafs team of all time after 24 games because they're in a division of 7 teams that are scoring like crazy, and we're very excited about it. I get it, but I think it's too early to call.
My last appeal is that, hey, Leafs haters.
I hate this sentence already.
I'm partially saying that our franchise is awful, and that's why this team can be considered the best Leafs team ever.
I don't even know if this is self-deprecating anymore.
If you want to kind of guess with me, you want to be early on this, and you can say you were right later, then let us know.
Also, you don't have to be that person. It's also cool. It's also cool to not be that person. It's cool to be that person. You can be the opposite. Don't get your hopes too far up.
Take a risk, okay? Don't just like be like, we'll wait and see.
I'm not trying to be a shell of a man at the end of the playoffs.
I'd rather be destroyed and really sad than just like emotionless because I was like, this always could have happened.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you. You want to feel alive.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? If you get your hopes excited and you just get your heart going and you're just like, oh, this is elite. We're elite.
Yeah.
We got this. I get the excitement of that. I'm still not.
Well, I did my best to get him on our side, but we're on to Don't Think, Just Tweet. I think the first thing we want to talk about is the Ovi nut shot.
Hell yeah. William Regal would be proud. Look under the apron next time. What a low blow. If you do something like this, like Ovi did, I love Ovi. Don't get me wrong.
He's the best.
As a player, I love Ovi. Automatically, you have the tag of dirty player for life now. I get that they had their thing before that where he didn't want to scrap and Frederick was just absolutely hammering him and he's like, dude, like, in fact, just stared him down. He was like, what are you going to do? But then he got under your skin and you hit his nuts with your stick and like real hard. That was like a solid nut to stick contact.
I'm shocked he didn't get suspended. The one thing is the order of the events at least makes it slightly better for him. This guy keeps like throwing questionable hits on me, cross-checking me, trying to fight me, and then just like hammering my arm with cross-checks, which is like an underrated dirty part of this. Ovi, like, you're not unaccustomed to just crushing someone's face. You did it to Andrei Svechnikov. You should have just done it to this guy. I mean, you just don't nutshot a guy. It's a dirty play.
In skateboarding, there's a thing where like if you land on like the center of the board, like, you know, it flips out and you just land on it. It's a credit card or a popsicle, whatever you want to call it. I vote that it's called the credit card in the NHL too. And Ovi, congratulations. Nice credit card.
So, Z, you got one for me?
Yes. Whatever Jordan Binnington was doing.
Jordan Binnington has old-time goalie energy. That's all I'm saying.
Hextall style.
Yeah, but like not even just Hextall style. Like goalies just used to lose it more.
Yeah, it is interesting. They're like they're still called characters and like oddballs and whatever. But you're right. They don't feel like as aggressive as maybe as they used to.
Yeah, which
at least not as many of them.
Which Jordan Binnington for sure has here. I don't think he looked very tough or whatever doing it, but like I'm into it. I don't care, whatever. It's fun. Like I will always take a storyline over no storyline. So like rather if I had the choice between seeing Jordan Binnington do that and him just getting pulled and skating off the ice, I choose that every time. It was amazing.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That being said, I agree with you. Didn't look that tough. The 2 for flinching. That was hilarious because he absolutely got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he definitely looked a bit like a clown.
Okay, next one.
Sabres situation somehow gets worse. What's going on with Eichel?
You watch the games? You see it?
Okay, so on my tweet about this, we made a video about the Buffalo Sabres being the worst NHL franchise in history. And then in a week, it got worse.
It's been embarrassing for us.
All of a sudden, Jack Eichel started missing games.
Every loss sucked.
Can't agree on as to why they're missing them either.
Yeah, and then on top of that, like Jeff Skinner officially reached the 1 year mark of not having scored a goal. I really feel for Buffalo fans.
It's brutal. It is brutal to see that happen.
If you're a Sabres fan, stay far away from Cap Friendly's like armchair GM stuff because like the trades that people submit there to be like, like would this be a decent offer for Jack Eichel? No.
Taylor Hall, trade him. Like that makes sense.
That's it.
Okay, and the next one I want you to share a tweet about. Have you seen this clip?
Let me pull it up.
Speaking of not good enough, your top players didn't produce much of anything in this series. Add to the frustration that you guys really didn't hold up your end of the bargain.
No, we love that. We love going without a point in 3 days for sure.
Deadpan energy 100. Give this man his own BBC show. The dry wit, my man, Draisaitl. That like, come on, that's the MVP of interviews after that.
I always have such conflicting feelings about those because, like, yeah, like the question is not great, but at the same time, that reporter got a response that everyone thought was pretty funny.
He took the hit.
He took a hit to make a play.
All right, so for this next one, remember I told you we look at the comments? Zach Ford. I'm just gonna read your comment directly and Corwin's gonna respond to it. You guys could dedicate a whole video just to how bad Detroit's power play is this season. As a fan, it's brutal. Since I was born in 99, honestly, these past few years have been the only time I've been a fan of a bad hockey team.
Boo-hoo. Okay, like, you'll be fine. You have a great GM. From any Red Wings fan I've met, I don't think they're too sad. Like, they're aware. They know that they've had it very good. And plus, they scored for their first time in 40 power plays. So look at that. You're back on track.
That is, you don't pat someone on the back for that. Like, come on, man. 40 power plays without a goal. Like, that is wild. Zach, thank you very much for your comment. And this is a heads up for next time. Anyone who's watching this video, we're just gonna randomly grab comments. So if you have something that you want us to talk about and don't think, just tweet, comment below. And there's a very good chance that we're gonna read it.
And also I should say, yeah, we read the comments. We saw franchise mode too. I'm doing franchise mode. It'll come out very shortly, okay? I promise. I've been saying it forever.
Put the
franchise
video
mode
out.
is coming.